Crossover coupes are generally stupid things. They sacrifice precious passenger and cargo space in the name of some vague specter of fashion that's subjective at best. And to make matters worse, automakers usually have the gall to charge you more than the already excellent crossovers in their lineup. But if there's one thing I'm good at, it's making broad generalizations and subsequently eating my hat. I've actually got a beanie in the slow cooker right now because, well, after a little bit of time in this 2019 Audi Q8 here, I think I'm changing my tune. What have I become? How can I go home and look my wife in the face after this? What kind of monster am I? I'm just yanking your chain. Car's actually pretty good. Come on, I'll show you why. The Q8 doesn't feel as coupey as other cars like the BMW X6 or Mercedes GLE Coupe, and I think some of that is due to the roofline's taper, which doesn't look as severe as the competition. The grille is big, but the headlights don't resemble a castle's arrow slits for once, so everything feels nice and proportional. And the taillights, well, they're just straight up cool. Of the cars with which it shares a platform, the Q8 is the fashion-forward choice in my opinion. The Porsche Cayenne, well, it just looks like a Porsche. The Lamborghini Urus looks like it's being marketed to Bitcoin billionaire kindergartners, and the Bentley Bentayga looks like it should come with one of those medical alert necklaces. On the inside, this thing looks like the damn future. Not only do you get a sweet screen in front of you here, but if you look to the right, you get not one, but two screens. Yet they don't really stand out. They don't have that floating kind of design. Instead, they mix in well with the bodywork, which is laid over some very nice wood trim, and in my Premium Plus tester's case, a whole gentleman's club's worth of ambient lighting. Some crossover coupes don't really feel all that big, but this one does. There's oodles of room and visibility up front, which is nice, but it's not like people out back are getting the shaft. I'm about 6 feet tall, and I feel like I have a good 2 inches of space before my head starts scraping the headliner. The cargo capacity defies convention too, with more than enough space for 5 people's worth of junk. Now let's turn our attention back to these 3 screens because, frankly, they f***ing rule. Up front is the 12.3-inch virtual cockpit screen, which covers your basic infotainment stuff like car information, music information, or a full navigation map with a Google Earth overlay. But in the grand scheme of things, virtual cockpit's kinda old hat by now, so let's focus our attention on this hot newness. Say hello to MMI Touch Response, winner of Roadshow's Cabin Tech of the Year award, and simply put, the best 2-screen setup we've ever tested. The 10.1-inch infotainment screen up top handles your traditional infotainment duties, while the 8.6-incher below covers climate controls. Now this thing, not only are the graphics impressive, but it boots up like Mia Wallace in that one scene from Pulp Fiction. No matter how long the car's been sitting or how cold it is, tap start button, boom, starts up immediately. Pretty great. Now driver assist and safety systems are all over the Q8. Auto brake is standard, but my tester packs the $2,750 driver assistance package. That adds adaptive cruise control with stop and go, full lane keep assist, and traffic sign recognition. Audi says the lane keep assist is a hands-on system, and it definitely is because the car only offers the most gossamer touch on the steering even during lane holding. Now even with that fancy Z-Fast controller under the hood and all the LiDAR and all the other sensors, it really doesn't feel all that different from any other expensive German competitor system. Fun fact, the Audi Q8 is technically a mild hybrid because there's a 48-volt system tucked under the body, but it's kind of a mild hybrid. It really only enhances the stop-start system. That's all well and good. It's a very smooth system, to be fair, but I do wish it had a little more stuff to do, like Mercedes-Benz's EQ Boost, which can also, boost your torque. Under the hood, the Q7's old, tired supercharged V6 has been kicked to the curb in favor of a new turbocharged V6, putting out 335 horses and 369 pound-feet of torque. Comes mated to your bog standard 8-speed automatic transmission and standard all-wheel drive, which is nice. And the thing really gets going in a hurry when you lean on the pedal. It hustles quickly and the transmission shifts smoothly. But things get a little weird at low speeds. For example, if you're trying to go anywhere from a stop and you really don't lean on the pedal, if you only give it a little bit, it barely even registers any forward motion. I'm not entirely sure if that's turbo lag or throttle tuning or what, and some modes do kind of solve a little bit of it, but it doesn't really fix it. Now the Turbo V6 doesn't make a whole lot of noise on the outside, nor does it make a whole lot of noise on the inside, thanks to some pretty impressive sound deadening measures. I mean, at the absolute minimum, it beats the pants off the last 2 BMW SUVs I drove. Now as for the standard adaptive dampers, they don't really make you forget the road like the optional air suspension might, but they do a pretty good job of soaking up the usual daily driving muck that you'll get on your way to work or the grocery store or wherever. So the Audi Q8, despite being part of a segment that I generally think should be nuked from orbit, is actually a pretty compelling car. It looks good, it drives nice enough, the cabin tech is second to none, and there's more than enough space in that cabin. The only problem is the price. Despite technically being a generation newer than the current Q7, this Q8 here starts at about $8,000 more than a comparably equipped Q7. My mid-range tester here clocks in at about 77 grand. It's a lot of money, but at the same time, it is a lot of car.